All right, let us review this controller. So this is the Astro C40. So a little backstory, there's really only two officially licensed Pro controllers for the PlayStation 4 that have been released in America officially. There is the Astro C40, which you see in front of us now, and then the Scuff Vantage, which I did review before. And just real quick, the Scuff wasn't my favorite controller. Didn't feel like a $200 controller, didn't perform like a $200 controller. This one is definitely more of where it's at. So I definitely want to just go ahead and start right there and say this one is feels more like a Pro controller to me. A little backstory on Astro. So Astro does make headsets. That's what they're famous for. This is their first foray into controllers. And I honestly, just overall, I think they did a great job. This controller has a really great build quality. Feels really great in your hands. Sits just right. Real sturdy. Has a nice grip on the back. We have interchangeable joysticks and what is this called? D-pad. So you can swap these two if you like an Xbox style, like a PlayStation style. You can change out these sticks with the provided replacements. So you can make this one taller, shorter. You can make it convex, concave. So you can kind of do what you want there with the controller, which is really awesome. The controller does come with, first off, this awesome case. Awesome hard case, which is great. It has a micro USB cable, which is not braided, which I would have liked braided. I mean, it's not a big deal, but anyway, it has a case with a slot for some extra accessories that it doesn't come with. So I guess those will be released in the future. You get a little screwdriver. That's for taking the top off. And as I'll show you here, it's pretty easy to take it off and make customizations. And I actually prefer that it is screwed down. It makes it feel a little bit more higher quality. Alright, and then you just pop it off. The screws stay in there so you don't have to worry about losing them. And then if you like the classic PlayStation layout, you can swap them. If you like the Xbox layout, you can swap them. So basically you can do all kinds of changes. You can pop the sticks off pretty easily, put a different one on. If you like convex sticks, you can put one of those on. If you like concave, you got a taller one. So a lot of customization with this controller. The controller works both wired and wirelessly. Wirelessly you use a dongle. Wired you use the included USB micro cable. We have options up top. So we got the wired and wireless switch. So make sure you're aware of that if you're for some reason not getting any connection on the controller. We've got two profiles. We got 1 and 2. And you can actually program them with and without a computer. I did put a video up on that. You've got two buttons here on the back that you can program to any other button. And that's basically what makes this the Pro controller. Is you got the extra buttons, you got the more customization, but really a lot of people are going to be buying it for those extra buttons on the back. And that's just going to help keep your finger on your joystick rather than moving it to press buttons. So it's going to give you a little bit of an advantage. You also have trigger stops. So these are actually going to be physical trigger stops. So they're going to stop them at about 40%. So it's going to give you a little bit of a hair trigger when shooting in games. It's pretty nice. Isn't always going to work in certain games. If you have it on like in a driving game, it might make you drive slower. So just be cautious of that. And it's something you can kind of tweak together with the software as well, which I talked about in my other video. I took this controller into PvP in Destiny 2, competitive PvP, and I have to say this controller performs very well. I used it wirelessly and I did not notice any input lag, probably due to the dongle. The dongle is going to give it a better connection so you won't see much lag, and it also allows you to use the headphone jack while it's plugged in, so that's a great addition. As far as downsides go, there are two things that bothered me about the controller. One thing that I did mention before that was probably going to bother me is there's only the two buttons. Now, if this is your first Pro controller you get into it, it's definitely a great intro to it. Having a Pro controller, the two buttons on the back really help, and you can program them to any face button. And they're a great addition, but with a lot of Pro controllers from Europe, there's a lot of officially licensed Pro controllers from Europe that don't come out here for whatever reason. And you can check out my videos on them because I do recommend a lot of them. They're really great, and they're actually a little cheaper than this one. But you're going to have 4 buttons. So you're going to have 2 on each side on the back, or 2 on the back and then 2 on the top. So you can basically have all of your 4 face buttons here in other places. So you never have to take your finger off the stick, which I think is a little better. So that's going to be one downside, and that also leads me to my other one, which is the price. This is a $200 controller. Now, don't get me wrong, compared to the Scuff, this is more of a $200 controller. This definitely feels more like a pro controller than the Scuff Vantage to me. Alright, so on to my final opinion. So honestly, I think this is a great controller. Overall, I think Astro did a great job. Awesome build quality. Has a lot of great accessories that it comes with, a lot of customization options. Real sturdy. The buttons all feel great to me. Works great wired and wirelessly. No stick drift. I didn't notice any input lag. Overall, it's an excellent controller. I do have just those 2 downsides I talked about earlier. Just the price, $200, is a bit pricey for a controller, but if this checks off your boxes, I think it's going to be a great controller for you. My other downside being that it only has the 2 buttons on the back, whereas other pro controllers have 4. So just something to think about. But for a pro controller, if you only need those 2 buttons on the back, you're looking for something that works wireless, lets you use your headphone jack wirelessly as well, has the customization, I think this is a great option. I like this more than the Scuff, like I said earlier. And yeah, I think you should pick it up. It's a great controller. I personally do miss my 4 buttons, my 4 extra buttons. I like having all my face buttons to be on the back or some up top. So this isn't exactly what I'm looking for, but it's an excellent controller. It's just small little things here and there that I mentioned that are going to turn it off for me, but it might be perfect for you. Performance-wise, it's a great controller, so definitely pick it up if it checks your boxes. Otherwise, just look out for my reviews coming up soon. I'm hoping I can get an Nacon Revolution Unlimited Pro controller. I'm trying to import one. Been a little tough, but I'm trying. So hopefully we'll have that soon. But otherwise, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and go Shuki out.